face. You calling in from a phone?
I have a face for radio, you know that, so I couldn't get on.
Oh, that sucks.
No, actually, I actually can't. For some reason, this new laptop I just got about 30 days ago. I don't know what it is. I downloaded everything I was supposed to download, and the audio only works and the video does not. So I apologize.
No worries at all. All right, guys, it is Wednesday, November 8th already. I cannot believe that. Before everybody starts chiming in about what I posted on my Facebook page earlier, I hate to be a tease, but apparently I wasn't even supposed to know this information yet, so I cannot divulge what is going on right now, but I promise as soon as I am able to share with you guys, I promise I will. I promise.
I wish you would have told me at least.
Yeah, PJ texted me all excited earlier, and I was like, oh my God. And I thought it was going to be like, just something we could share right away, but it definitely is not. Like, Johnny G was like, oh, what did PJ do now?
Yep.
So
100%.
Yeah, we can't share it yet, but I promise you guys it's awesome. There was actually 3 new things I learned, which are pretty cool, but I can't share any of them right now. So, but hopefully around Thanksgiving time, we'll be able to share more of that. Today we have Tony Lanza on the call, Big T, our compliance. What is your official title, Tony? Compliance director?
Actually, just compliance manager. We actually have 2 managers in our department now. One is Laura Williams, and she works out of the Kansas City office, and myself here on the East Coast over in Fort Myers.
Oh, sweet. So you actually have some help.
Yes. We are moving along pretty well.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'm not going to take any of your time. Do you want to talk a little bit first? We do have lots of people with questions, but if you want to say anything before we get started with questions, you're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah, that's great. I think first of all, I'd like to thank you all for having me. I know I've been on this call once before, maybe even twice before, and we are growing at such a rapid pace, and we have international expansion. Right at the cusp of going to different countries now, other than the United Kingdom, and things are going to start getting, I guess you could say hectic a little bit in some ways, because growth is there. So all we're trying to do now, and I know some of you on this call were at the New York City event, and all we're trying to do is make you understand one thing. We're not here to hurt you from a compliance standpoint. We're actually here to help you. The calls that I make are usually courtesy calls to give each and every one of you a good understanding of what may have come across my desk, and we try to help you clean it up a little bit. We will be changing our image, though. One of the biggest things I still see out there, and I know this is something that was given to you in the past, but we do not get paid to drink wine. We do not get paid to share wine. We are not hiring. We shouldn't be placing ads in different opportunity pages such as monster.com, different things like that. You guys, every single one of you on this call is an independent agent or representative of our company, a wine club member. And you have to start associating yourself with that a little bit, even on your business pages. So we have a lot that we can talk about tonight. I don't want to take too much of that time by just talking, but I do want to definitely answer some questions. But I just want you to know we are working hard to change our image. We are not a drinking company. We are a wine subscription club, and that's how we get paid. So with that being said, Sherry, we can definitely open it up for questions and answers right now.
Awesome. All right. Well, we did have a couple questions on the Facebook post I made in the team, but hey, you guys, please start throwing him questions. Any questions that you have about compliance while I look this up.
Sounds good.
That's not it. As I see this chat come through, I'll read them off to you.
Sure.
Don't be shy, guys. We have Tony's attention here.
Hi.
I know. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm driving, and so
No, you're good. You're good.
So I'm toying with the idea of going to an event where people either sell things that, they either sell goods or whatever, and I said, well, I sell wine subscriptions, and they asked me if I would be able to like do a tasting, and I'm not sure if that's okay to do. I know you can't give away the wine, and you can't like, I'm just wondering, is it possible to just have like a stand in one of these sort of pop-up marketplaces and do wine tasting if it's okay with the venue?
Well, you know, that's actually a question that comes across my desk quite often, and I have to tell you, I'd be very hesitant to do it if it was a public event, and I'll tell you why, for a couple of reasons. Number one, you know, when we first started, you know, back 17, 18 months ago, we were all about having social events at someone's home. We're not saying we want to take you away from doing it in a business, but when you have a public event like that, I'm not really concerned about how you interact with people. I'm concerned about what the people see or what they're trying to attempt moving forward. So say, for instance, if it's a non-registered event and you did not send tickets out, you're not IDing people at the door, they don't have a wristband on, that can cause you some problems at that event with a regulator, with someone from the ABC, asking you lots of questions. And I do not want to have that happen to you, number one. So number two, what we should do is we should talk about it, get a good feel for what the event's all about. Or if you wanted to host your own event at, say, for instance, a venue privately, then let's make it a registered event to move forward. Public events can really be difficult because of who's around, the questions that could be asked, the overindulgence maybe of alcohol, not from your end, but say, for instance, somebody continue to come up over and over and over again and take you away from what you do best as far as providing the opportunity to someone. So if you ever have any questions in regards to that, I can definitely lead you in the right direction. I wouldn't necessarily like you to pour at a public event, but you could definitely have a stand there. So definitely either call me or email me, Tony@directsellers.com or compliance@directsellers.com. I'd be more than happy to walk you through that.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next question.
Steve asked, we are going to do a private tasting at a hair salon in a couple of weeks. Kind of want to make sure what the rules are on tastings. I don't know if you just kind of covered that. Maybe have
we actually did. Same thing. Yeah, same thing. It needs to be private, a private registered event. The guests need to be ID'd at the door. They need to make sure they bring their ticket with them. You know, that their invite was actually approved. And then what you want to do is you want to rope off an area in that salon, and it should really be after hours as well. Because again, people walking into the salon during the day, they don't know what's going on. They're asking questions, and they're really taking you away from what you do best. Provide them with the opportunity first, and then have them have a taste of the wine afterwards. 1/2 inch pour, 2 inch pour at the maximum. But yes, you could absolutely do that, but I would suggest it being after hours and of course private, and just what we just went over. So no problem there.
Cool. And Caitlin said, I don't have a question, but I just want to say that Tony is friggin' amazing, and he helped me figure out the wording for a sign for vendor event. The sign came out amazing.
Oh, yes, that's great. I believe she's out of Maine, correct? I think I remember that name.
Yep.
Okay, yes, Stella, I'm so happy it worked out for her. Fantastic. And that's one thing, Sherry, you know as well as I do. You know, I try to do a little bit above and beyond being a compliance manager. I always want to help. You know, don't get me wrong. I have to be stringent when I need to be. And there's some times where I have to be, and I'm not very well liked at times. But you know what? I have a job to do to protect you, each of any one of you, and our company. So it has to be done that way. So, but if you break bread with me and you continue to help me, help you, and it's a nice relationship to build. And it doesn't have to be, oh, the compliance guy called me, oh, Tony called me, I need to give him a call back, he's got some ideas for me. That's all it is. It's really what it is.
Right. Well, we appreciate you like so much.
Well, I appreciate you all. Are you kidding? You guys are the best.
We want it here forever. So
I hope so.
So Debbie asked, what about a fundraiser for a nonprofit? What would be the best way to do that?
That's another question that's come across my desk often. If you would like to do a fundraiser, you would have to do it on your own merit, meaning you'd have to do it through your own S Corp or through your own name. The direct sellers tag cannot be added to it, or brand cannot be added to it. It's just too many of us out there, and we really would want it to be from you and only you. And I can help guide you through that. Again, just simply email me or call me. I'll give you a better understanding of what maybe your marketing piece should look like. And like I said, you just cannot have direct sellers tagged to it. That's all.
Okay. That's helpful. When setting up a booth at a vendor fair for holidays, what can we list or not list as name? Do we use our personal name and our personally branded motto, or use DC? I think you just answered that question, to be honest.
Yeah, if it's a vendor type scenario, and this is a good thing. I'm going to cover kill two birds with one stone here. Okay.
Okay.
When you build a business page on Facebook, and let's just say the Wine Empire is your name.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great name, right? But you don't want to necessarily be known as the Wine Empire without a brand behind it. So the Wine Empire, a direct seller's representative, is compliant, or a direct seller's subscription club member is compliant. You always have to make sure you identify yourself as a member or a representative of our company independently, so that you're not looking like the wine distribution center. You're not looking like your own winery itself. Remember, you're not licensed to do that. So when you have our brand behind you, then that's a different scenario. Same thing at the booth. You could be the Wine Emperor, and you can have on all your literature a direct seller's independent representative. No questions asked. You just don't want direct sellers to be the forefront of the conversation or on that particular vendor booth, because you're the one that actually, number one, is paying for that booth, right? And number two, you should be getting all that volume for yourself and for your teammates that are actually with you at that time. So make it more about you with our brand behind it.
Cool. That makes sense. All right, next question. Can we do a gift basket giveaway for people who sign up as a customer or distributor during certain dates, like an incentive for them to sign up, and once they do, they're entered into the giveaway? The gift basket would have to be wine accessories, makeup, skincare, candles, candy, different fun stuff like that, but no wine.
I have no problem with that whatsoever. Not at all. As long as it's not wine, I'm good with that. If you take a look at our guide to gift and giveaways, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for no one to entice anyone to come into the company, whether it's a customer or a member, with wine. We're from a regulatory standpoint, that's a big no-no. Okay, so but with accessories, I have no problem with it whatsoever. Okay,
even if it's still an incentive to sign up, like, hey, if you join my team, you're going to get this gift.
No, that's a different story. I'm glad that there was another part of that question. Absolutely not. You do not want to ever entice anyone on a sales type pitch saying, hey, if you come in here today, you're going to get $100 worth of accessories from me. You never want to do that. You always want to make it look like, hey, and what about something like this? Say, for instance, if they come to your event, your DC social, have just a little tiny little gift basket available for them to take back with them as a thank you. It doesn't have to be anything astronomical. Just don't even let them know that they're getting it. Just hand it to them on the way out the door. But you don't want to entice from a sales or a marketing perspective, saying you don't want anybody to ever come back to you and go, oh, wow, I didn't even realize what this said. And then all of a sudden you have an explanation that needs to take place. So I would stay away from that for sure.
Okay. But if you did not say a word about a gift, okay, so, and then signed up on your team and you just wanted to send them a little thank you gift for signing up after they've been signed, like after they're already signed up, is that okay?
That I have no problem with that, Sherry, at all, because I'll tell you, they're already in. So say, for instance, if you did a wine giveaway for your team that's already in the company, I have no problem with that. There's no enticement there.
Okay.
Just make sure it's understood that this is for your team of members, not prospects. And you're good with that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Becky asked, I've been asked to make up baskets for Chinese auctions at events. How do I do that to stay within compliance, and how do I handle that as far as taxes?
As far as what tax purposes, she said?
I don't think Tony's a tax expert, but
well, listen, there's a cost.
Like Chinese auctions, aren't they like silent auctions or something, like Chinese auctions? Like how?
I would like to know more about that. I would like to know more about that. I would like for this individual to give me a call and explain
Okay.
it to me a little bit
Becky, go ahead
better.
and call Tony or email him on this question.
Yes, for sure. And as far as tax purposes are concerned, you have to remember something. There's always a cost to be in business and do business. Anything that you do, whether you drive an hour to go to an event, track your mileage, whatever the case may be, you say, for instance, you went out to dinner, you bought some drinks, whatever you're doing to market yourself, networking events, all that stuff. That's all a write-off for you down the road. You're an independent contractor of our company. I'm really not able to give tax advice, but remember, you're an independent. Track everything to the best of your ability, so at the end of the year, you can offset some of that income with the expenses that it took to get you to that income.
Absolutely. You guys, a CPA is needed in this type of thing. Like, don't just do your tax over TurboTax and expect to get all of the things that you're supposed to get written off. You actually need an accountant, a certified accountant, especially one that's good with MLM. Like, that's what you need to be looking for. So
for sure, no doubt about it.
You get your actual what you deserve back. So, okay, I'm going to go to the live video for a second. Okay, so Stacy Whitehead asked, what would be an attractive slogan that is okay with compliance for an ad or business card instead of drink wine, get paid? Any ideas for that?
Actually, we have a bunch of ideas for that. Priscilla, myself, Sherry, I believe you were involved with that. Jennifer, we did put some taglines together, some phrases together that I could send Stacy. No questions asked. And even if she has some ideas herself, all she has to do is email me those ideas, and we could work together and make it right. And I just want to stay away from overindulgence. Again, because we really do not get paid to drink wine. We all love wine. Most of us anyway in this company love wine. There's a ton of people who don't even drink wine, but we get paid to sell wine subscriptions. Period. End of sentence. So that's what we have to start understanding. So uncork and unwind is something I see, or uncork and unwind is something I see out there, which is actually a cute little phrase. I have about 10 more that I can even send over, and she can play with those. She can get a good feel for them, and she can add a piece here and there. And I'd be more than happy to send that to her as well. And Priscilla knows that she can send that out to the field as well now. We just wanted to kind of keep it quiet for a little bit until it was really, really asked for. But now, since we've changed some things around, I'd be more than happy to get that out to the field.
Absolutely. Jennifer said, pass everything through Tony and you'll never go wrong. And that's so true.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. I'll lead you in the right direction. No question about it.
Does that list need to be edited at all before we share it? Because I know it was like a month or two ago when you shared it with me and Priscilla.
Let me take a look at it again today, tomorrow actually, and I'll send it back over to you guys. I think we should limit it to about 5 or 6, and then you know what, we can add in and take out whatever we want as far as from a rep standpoint, and as long as it's sent to me for approval, we'll be good to go. Okay.
Awesome.
Nancy asked, can we use Get In, Get Wine, Get Social, or does that belong to DC?
As long as you're using it with the red logo, I have no problem with it. And as long as you're making sure that you're representing yourself as a direct seller's representative, I really don't have a problem with it. It's, say for instance, I've seen something like this: get in, get wine, get paid. Don't care for that. I don't think you should change that particular tagline that's trademarked for the best of your ability as a representative. I think you have to keep everything uniform. So as long as she's using it on the red logo, that's fine. And if she has a piece that she feels is borderline, well, all you have to do is send it to me. I usually get back to you guys within 24 hours at the maximum. More than likely an hour, maybe 2 hours is where I usually try to get back to you. So depending on if it's a weekend or not. So yeah, you could use it. Use the red logo. You still see a lot of blue logos out there, and we're working hard to get that cleaned up.
Okay, so Amanda asks, so never say free wine.
No, you know what? Listen, as a company, do we get free wine or do we earn free wine?
We earn free wine.
There you go. So if we can explain how to get that free wine instead of just saying, hey, I'm free wine, because what does that say to people? Oh, wow, Maybe if I go to this event, I'll get free wine. Well, maybe if I do this, I'll get free wine. Or maybe if I just sit home on my butt all night long, I'll get free wine. No, you have to earn it. The 3 for Free program earns you free wine. So if you say, you know, a DC, whoever it may be, Sherry Leisure, a direct sellers representative, independent representative, let me show you a way to not only earn free wine on a monthly basis, but to turn this into an opportunity by itself. Something to that effect, as long as there's no monetary value there, and we're showing what? What are we showing at that point? We're showing that it's effort involved. Always want to provide effort, right?
So can we say refer 3 and yours is free? Like refer?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes,
Refer
okay,
3 customers as yours is free. Absolutely. But I just don't want to see free wine plastered all over the place, because that's what we're seeing. Get paid to drink wine. We're hiring. That's all I see. We're getting away from that completely.
That's horrible.
We're not hiring.
Can we gift wine glasses to our team with the DC logo on them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No questions asked. Remember, the team itself is already a team. You're not enticing them to do anything, and it's an accessory anyways. Even if you had someone come to your event at your home, they did not sign up, and you handed them something in a bag at the end of the night just to say thank you, you can have, as long as it's an accessory, you can have it in that bag. No questions asked.
That's awesome. Jen O'Keefe said, let's clarify policy on recruiting intro to biz. That was also a question on the team page. Jen, can you unmute yourself and just...
Yes, I heard about this. I actually saw this myself.
Okay.
You know, listen, you know, I did see this remark, and I appreciate the fact that someone really wants an answer on this. And let me just explain to you from where I'm coming from with this. In section 3.6, letter F in our policies and procedures, it states that there is a protected prospect from a direct seller's representative or customer, or as a direct seller's representative or customer. When someone's working with someone, whether it's from an event, whether it's from a conference call, a meeting, a presentation, it could be anything. It could be even it could be a social event that they were invited to. Okay, for 60 days following that event, that correspondence back and forth, that particular rep or that particular potential rep should be, say, for instance, that rep who was working with them. Okay, I know I've had this question asked of me a lot, and I have to tell you, we have not enforced this policy because we know the repercussions of this policy at times. All I've been doing, Sherry, Jennifer, Priscilla, all I've been doing is saying, let me give this person a call and say, listen, I understand why you might have joined with this particular member, and I get that. But I have dialogue here from about almost 45 days of you saying that you're going to join with this particular member, but then you went elsewhere. All I'm saying to them is, listen, you wouldn't want that to happen to you, would you? We have members that are working very hard to not only make you successful, but make themselves successful. I've never enforced this policy as of once yet. This will change though down the road. I've never forced anyone to go back to that particular person because I know sometimes momentum will be completely taken away from them. All I'm asking you to do is take a deep breath and maybe ask a simple question. Are you speaking with someone in our company, or how did you find out about us? That's all I'm saying, okay? Because I wouldn't want to have someone taken away from me that I spent 45 days with on and off the phone, and all of a sudden they realized a friend of theirs was in the business who's really, say for instance, not doing too much, but they joined under that friend to help them. I mean, is it really going to help them down the road? Probably not. So all we're trying to say is just be a little ethical, okay? Ask a simple question and move forward. I've not, and I'm going to say this again because I saw that comment, I have not enforced this policy on anyone or sent anyone back. So whoever's gotten that information out to the field, it's false. It's incorrect. I'm very fair until I feel like I have to make a move. All right. So let's just keep that in mind. And that's all I really want to say about this, because there's always that little gray area when it comes to this, but really in all reality, if you're working that hard with someone, go with that person, especially if you say that you're going to sign with them. And then a week later, they find out that you went from their customer who's not there anymore to another member somewhere else. It's just not ethical, and it does violate our policies and procedures.
Right. All right. Thank you.
Is that good? You need any more elaboration on that, or is that good?
I don't think so. Victor
Okay.
said it happened to Brandy. So Brandy, if that happened to you, just give Tony, just message him and he'll look into it. So
yeah, I mean, I want it to be fair for everyone. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Let me see what Ashley Holden Wilson posted something in our team earlier. Oh, we already answered that. Gifting for the holidays. How is the recommended way to do this from a compliance perspective?
You know, I actually did see this question. This is a good question, and you know, it's very simple. All you really have to do is go into your back office. If you want, say for instance, you're not enticing anyone to join at this point. It could be a holiday, it could be a wedding, it could be an anniversary, it could be a birthday, whatever the case may be. You could simply you could simply pick a wine that you know that person may like, or they might have already tried, whatever the case may be, or just send them a case of wine for their birthday or Christmas or whatever the case may be. Pick out the wine, put in the information for them, send it off to them as a customer, and you can use your own credit card up to 3 times per day. Okay, you can't go past that. Okay, until we can get this gifting program in place. Again, with the new software, it's not in place yet. You can simply order the wine in your back office. You can start sending it by Thanksgiving if need be, and get everyone taken care of by Christmas. Just make sure they know it's coming, and make sure you don't leave your credit card in there for the next auto ship. So it's that simple. You absolutely can do that because you're not enticing anyone to do anything other than sending them a gift for a holiday, period. It can be done.
Sweet. That's amazing. I had no idea we could use our credit card 3 times a day. That's pretty awesome.
You can use it. You can use that credit card 3 times in one day. Now, again, Sherry, the good news is here, we are working on a really cool gifting program, but there's program that's involved in that. And we wanted to get the new software up and running, before anything else, and then work on those kind of scenarios where you could even put like a little note, say for instance, in that particular case, saying who is it from. But that's going to take some time to do. So we really don't have the timeline on that, but we're working on it.
Oh my God, that's going to be amazing, especially for real.
It's going to be great.
Yep.
Absolutely, it's going to be fantastic. It really is.
All right. Another question. Are we allowed to recruit college-age distributors if they are 21 years and older but actively enrolled in a university and living on campus? That would be campus rules, right? Like whatever.
You know what? I would like to maybe sidebar on this one. Listen, they're 21 years old. That's great, but I don't think I'm going to check with Laura on this. I don't necessarily think that we should have wine being delivered to a dorm room. So I believe that's something that may come into criteria of, because we don't actually deliver wine to any kind of army base or anything either. So let's do this. Why don't have that particular person send me an email, and I'll follow up on that and get a good feel for it. Maybe we can make some guidelines on that, and so we can get a better understanding. It's just a really, really, that is a big time gray area because you just don't know who they're going to share that wine with in the dorm room.
Right. That came from Ashley Wilson. So if you get an email from
okay,
her.
No problem. I definitely want to dig into that a little bit for sure. Good question.
I don't know if I missed something. Okay. Canada, Tony, lay it on. What? These poor Canadians.
Ladies, we are not in Canada yet. Okay, we are working very hard to fulfill all the regulatory requirements to operate in that country. But as of right now, we do not have a definitive date. So you really have to refrain from. I don't even want to really go there at this point because it's getting a little crazy over there. But all I'm saying is this: we're in a pre-launch stage. We're not in Canada yet. Conduct yourself like you are in Canada and not in the United States is all I really have to say about that.
Okay. Can people use pre-launch verbiage? Can they say pre-launch or not?
You know, they could say it. The problem is you have to understand there's really no way, if someone's a full-time resident of Canada at this particular time, there's no way to placehold them.
Right.
There really isn't. Okay, so that's the thing. They have to have, this is the thing, they have to have either a business in the United States or they have to be a resident of that particular, of our country in order for us, or for order for them to be a member of this establishment. So that's all I can really say about that. I know other people are thinking otherwise, and it's not a good scenario for us to get there any quicker. So I think we need to just kind of take a deep breath for Canada, understand that there's no definitive date, but if they are a U.S. resident and a Canadian resident, they can absolutely use the U.S. residency, or if they have a business in the United States, they can use that as well to become a member. But other than that, they really shouldn't be a part of the company.
Okay. Okay, so Caitlin asked, I have someone who wants to order a case of wine but isn't ready to sign up for monthly shipments. Am I allowed to order a case and have them pay me back dollar for dollar? No profit, no sketchy stuff. She just wants some wine.
You know, I think she could probably answer that question on her own since this is on a live right now. But I would just be, again, I would be very hesitant with that. The reason being is this. We don't pay for people to get in. We don't pay for people's wine. If all she really has to do is that particular person could be place held as a customer, and all they have to do is cancel their auto ship immediately upon their first delivery. That's it. It's that simple. I wouldn't want somebody to get into a hairy situation to where they don't get paid, things get a little out of control. Where's my money? It takes away from all their momentum. All they have to do is be a customer and cancel as soon as that delivery comes into play. That's it.
Yeah.
And then they can reactivate.
Myself, Caitlin, I'd never do that. I'd be like, sign up
I wouldn't.
a customer and you can order some wine. That's what I would say.
Right, absolutely.
We'll have 2 extra bottles. Oh well.
Right. I would stay away from that. Just only reason being is you just don't know. People forget. They don't. You just don't want to put yourself in that situation. And so that's why we say don't enroll anyone. Don't provide them with with a credit card to get them involved in a company. Same thing with customers. Listen, if they want that wine, they're going to order it. All they have to do is become a customer, and then there's nothing that they can't do as far as a cancellation is concerned. They don't get hurt with any kind of fines or anything like that. It's month to month anyways. Just have them come in, get it taken care of, and you're good to go.
Okay. Tanya, do you have your hand up? If you have your hand, I seen you raise your hand, so I don't know if you have a question or what. You can unmute yourself and talk if you want. Maybe you put your hand up on accident. Okay. All right. Okay, this is kind of a long question. Amber Springer posted it on our post. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think you already answered this actually.
Is this about the recruiting?
Yeah, it's about the recruiting with the rep that suits them best, and why don't they have that choice? Yep, never mind.
Well, again, they have a choice of who they want to sign with, but the only thing I'm saying, and we can just kind of brush up on that again. The only thing I was saying is this: if you have a choice, or if you know that you want to sign with someone within the company, why work with someone else for 45 days and then at the last minute change and go somewhere else? It's just not ethical. And this is just me talking. I wouldn't want it to happen to me, Sherry. I'm sure you wouldn't want it to happen to you and Priscilla and Jennifer as well. Listen, we work hard. You guys, ladies, you all work hard. Okay. If they listen, I'm all about momentum. If I'm going to spend 45 days with you with emailing back and forth and calls and getting you to an event or whatever the case may be, I would deserve that right to have you become a member underneath me and work for you and with you to get you where you need to go. All I want it to be is a little more ethical. And again, I have not enforced this policy at all with any one of those people that I've called. I was just talking with them just like I'm talking to you all now. Mm-hmm. Nice monotone voice, just telling them what I feel about the situation, and you wouldn't want it to happen to you, especially at a time where you may need it, right? You're working hard to get someone involved in the company and start setting goals for them. And the next thing you know, this happened recently. I had someone who had a customer underneath them, said in an email that they were going to upgrade, canceled their customer membership with that particular person, knowing she wanted to go somewhere else, and signed somewhere else. That is not ethical and against our policies and procedures. And I could have actually formally warned that person. I've made 2 calls into her, and she's not returned my call. So maybe that's where this came about. I'm not forcing anyone back, but it's got to stop. That's all I'm saying. It has to stop soon.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Chelsea asks, how does everyone feel about product swaps? As in, someone buys a month of wine and I pay a certain products from, or buy a certain product or products from them, and we do reviews for each other. Is that okay?
Well, I have no problem with that, and I'll tell you why. Really, in all reality, well, this could be a double-edged sword, I guess you could say. You know, people or members might think that you may be going to another company by doing that. So if you do it, say, for instance, on a social media page, I would do it somewhat similar to what Lighty Lightner does, where she makes it clear, I am going nowhere else. These are the products that I use, and this is, you know, and I'm doing it as a favor for someone else. And we're just, say, for instance, swapping out different types of products. As long as you make it clear that you're not trying to cross-recruit or trying to get anybody else involved into another company, you know, through your downline, I'm fine with it. So just be careful with your verbiage, and just be careful what the field sees, because sometimes the field might see something, maybe just 2 sentences of it, and go, oh my God, I got to call Tony, and they don't read the rest. So put a little disclaimer in there is all I'm saying. Just make sure that you do it in an ethical way. We're all about the image and the ethics of the company, and you know that from a compliance standpoint. So just try to do it as best, you know, to the best of your ability. I have no problem with it. Just don't make it into a cross-sponsoring type scenario.
Right. Okay, cool. Julie Lentz on Facebook Live asked, can we say ask me how to get free wine instead of saying get paid to drink wine? Like, ask me how to get free wine.
How about ask me how to earn free wine? Just put that little word in there, earn, and I'm good with that.
Yes, Julie, earn. Ask me how to earn free wine. That's all it takes.
That's it. Ask me how you can earn free wine on a monthly basis. It's all about effort. Remember, I mean, I know a lot of you ladies were at the event, and we talked about so many different things, and there were so many different things going on. I'm sure that training presentation will be added into the video library pretty soon. So if you ever have anything you want to go back to, or just, you know, I'm friends with most of you on Facebook, so just give me a quick call, shoot me an email. I'd be more than happy to help you. But just remember, effort. Effort goes a long way when it comes to, you know, potential income claims, when it comes to how you can get free wine, which I hate. I just don't like those 2 words. It's earn free wine. Just remember that. Just put that in your head. Just keep it going. Keep it going that way. Put the effort that's involved in it. The 3 for Free program. What's it all about? Here it is. Boom. This is how it works.
Awesome. Heather Nason asked, so can we gift our own personal wine shipment if we are already earning free wine?
Depending on who you want to gift it to, yes. So if it's to a potential prospect, no. But if it's to someone for, say, for instance, their birthday or a holiday, I have no problem with that. If it's, say, for instance, for if they're in real estate or the mortgage broker or own a business, and it's a simple thank you for being a part of our company and having us earn your business, I have no problem with that, as long as it's not for enticement purposes and it goes right back to that, you know, the guide to gift and giveaways. That's fine, just as long as it's not within our industry for recruitment purposes. You're good to go.
Cool. Let me see here. Okay, Christine asked, one of the attorneys at my office always gifts wine. What is the best way to approach him to ask him if he'd like to become a wine club member to order cases of wine to gift?
You know, just kind of like just what we went over. I mean, this would be first of all, be a great opportunity for him to become a wine club member for himself, which is he'll be an independent contractor. So there's an additional write-off there for him. And then he can actually write off all the wine that he gives out to his clients.
Yeah, that'd be
As long as
write-off. That'd be hello.
yeah, 100%. I mean, a lawyer's gonna see that and go, wow, this is great. Or he could just sign up. Most lawyers really have their own entities, as they have their own S corps most of the time, anyways.
Right.
So he could just incorporate that right into his S corp as another expense to actually do business, and he can just gift that wine out. You know, whether it's a client, whether it's a potential client, whatever the case may be. Because remember, he's not enticing people to come into the wine business. He's offering it as a peace offering, as a thank you for, hiring him as their lawyer. No problem there.
Right. No, join my team in the wine shipment. That's not going to happen.
No, exactly. We don't want to see that. That's for sure. I don't want to have to write up a lawyer and then have to, go through all that.
Right. Tanya asks, are realtors the only ones that can gift wine regularly if they are in the business? No. As long as you own a business, no. You can, as long as it's outside of the wine business. I don't care if you had a carpenter shop and you're thanking people at the end of the year for things that they purchased from you, or a small furniture store, whatever the case may be. As long as you're providing them with something that says, thank you for doing business with me outside of the wine club, you're good to go. Cool. Caitlin, the answer to your question is you cannot include any info about the wine club with the shipment. You just got to hope they ask for it. You can't use it as any enticement. You can't say anything about the wine club, the company, the making money, anything like that. But they might ask, hey, where did this wine come from and how can I get more? Then
exactly.
you're open. Rebecca, so can we post something like who's on my friends list gift wine to their clients and go that route on a Facebook post?
I'd have to see the wording. All this person would have to do is send it to me, and we could work on the wording together.
Cool. Rebecca, send Tony an email. Tony, you're going to have an inundated mailbox.
Well, you know what? I got to tell you, I already had about 4 come in, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, that's funny. Yes, Heather, tax write-off. 24/7, baby. I think that I don't have any other questions right now. Oh, wait. I have another one. Tony, I had emailed you this week about a wine tasting event in North Carolina. I have questions about permits needed since this will be at a public clothing store. I have not been able to reach a person at the ABC board. I know it depends on the states, but has anyone been able to do a shop and sip event?
Well, first of all, please do me a favor. Don't ever reach out to the ABC, because it's going to only cause you a problem, period. Okay, that's number one. I'm not saying it in a way to be difficult. I'm just saying if you happen to do that, okay, you are open. You're susceptible now to hundreds of questions, and then that particular event that you're trying to actually do may not come to fruition because now we're going to have to answer a lot of questions. That's what our compliance department's for. And I thought I answered that question. I saw that email come in. I'm almost positive I responded back to it. Again, this goes back to private registered event, no public involved, wristbands, IDs, rope off an area of that particular business so that, again, it's a private setting. Do the opportunity part of it first, then share the wine later, so that it's almost like the closer, because our wines have gotten better and better and better. Every shipment I've received has been unbelievable lately. So you start talking about the opportunity, you start talking about the different types of write-off scenarios, how real estate agents can gift wine to their customers, lawyers, whatever the case may be. People will start to realize, wow, this is a really cool concept. And you know what, Sherry, one of the things I talked about most, I believe, on stage was, if you were at the event, and I hope a lot of you on this call were, I saw something at this event that I never expected. I saw camaraderie. I saw people of all walks of life, different race, everyone loving on each other. This is a social experience that cannot be explained unless someone gets involved in this company. You understand? What we have going on in this country and in the world today, it's all bad news. That's all you hear lately is bad news, bad news, bad news. Why not take it to, I'm not saying be political, but why not take it to that level? Say, this is an experience that you have to experience. If it's not for you, great, but just come to my social Saturday night. You're going to have a great time. Here's a personal invite. And bring a friend. Just make sure they're 21 years old. That's it. That's how simple it can be. And what I saw was 1,200 people loving on each other for 3 days straight. And that's the truth. If you can't make it work after seeing something like that, or after hearing about it and seeing everything that was posted on Facebook and all the social media platforms, maybe it's just not for everyone. But that's what I saw. The social side of this, the experience of our club, and people loving what they do. That's what you should start selling more than anything. Your story and that story combined will get you to the next level.
Yep. That event was magical.
It really was. I never expected it to. I was amazed. I was so proud of so many of you on this call, and the support that you have for your teams, and for us as a compliance department, and for our leaders here. It was just amazing to me. So I think if we really, like I said, if we start working more and more together and do these calls more often, or just make sure that every answer to your question is answered so that you can continue to move forward, that's the key. And just keep going. You have the leaders in front of you. Now it's time for you to take the ball and lead yourself.
Yes. Oh man, I love that so much. Okay, one last question. What do we do if we see others still consistently posting drink wine and get paid?
You send that to me immediately and you will be anonymous. I promise you.
Yep. Screenshot, send an email, and Tony will reach out to them and tell them they're not being compliant. So
that's it. And you got to remember something too. You got to remember something. We have that partner now, Momentum Factor, that scours the internet for us. So eventually they're going to be seen. But like I said, all it takes is, and remember, it just takes a simple screenshot, a little explanation, something that you just could simply send to me. Your name's not a part of it. That screenshot goes up into a library. And then what I do is I put a template together and send them an email, and then follow up with a phone call. So your name will never be seen. All we want to do is get away from that image. We are not a drinking company. We don't share wine to get paid. We're not hiring. Okay. That's all fallen by the wayside. We're just getting rid of every bit of that. And I think if you ladies can all come up with a slogan of your own, whether it's on a business page, whether it's on your own Facebook page, just remember to always put that little extra in there that you're a DC independent representative, or a DC wine club member, or direct sellers independent, whatever the case would be. Identify yourself. Don't make it look like you're the wine distribution center yourself. That's where some of you are getting in trouble. And that's important, to make sure that your brand is our brand, and vice versa. That's the key.
Right.
Oh, there's Rebecca. Hey, see, I already have Lisa, Rebecca, Chantel. I already have a bunch of people in here that are sending me emails. I love it.
Awesome. Great.
Tanya. All right. Sure. Here we go. I like it. I'll be busy. I'll be a busy man tomorrow. I love this.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tony. I need to end this because we're almost at an hour, and we have the Women of DC call, you guys, is in 7 minutes. Haley Knight and Catherine Zorns are guest speaking with Jen O'Keefe tonight. I believe, Jen, are you doing the call tonight? I think. Sorry if you're not, but it's going to be an awesome call. Get off this thing and invite people last minute to this call, because it's going to be great. Or jump on just to hear the stories. Like, just hearing the stories is awesome. And you guys, hearing the stories, please believe me, you can share these with your prospects. If you have somebody in that same situation as what Catherine shares or what Haley shares, that is a great story to share with your new prospect, because stories sell way more than facts do. So definitely tune into these calls, even if it's just to learn, a couple more stories about what's happening in this company. So All right, guys. Tony, thank you so much.
You are more than welcome.
All the emails you're going to get, but this was super helpful. So much value.
Oh, great.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you as well.
I will text you anytime I have questions.
I know. Hey, Sherry, you know I always get back to you too, and I appreciate you. You know,
you do immediately, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Again, I know you got another call. You all have another call coming up. Enjoy it, and if there's anything you need, just simply email me, Tony@directsellers.com.
Awesome. Thank you. We love you.
Thank you. Have a great night. I love you too. Take care. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. That was